Okay, folks, I bet a lot of you have been wondering, Mike, you're so tired now from exerting yourself, tearing apart a copy of ISOM number one, limb from limb. What do you do for relaxation? Well, I'll tell you something. I play Sudoku. And one of the Sudokus that I have decided to play is this one from the Cracking the Cryptic channel. Now, Cracking the Cryptic, oh my god, it's so addicting. If you enjoy watching people solve puzzles, you should check out this channel. It's great. You've got two guys, Mark Goodliff and Simon Anthony, who are both Sudoku and other kinds of puzzle wizards, and they will go through and take you through some of the most difficult puzzles, but they'll also occasionally feature some easy ones, and this is an easy one. So I figured I'd go ahead and do as they do, imitation being the sincerest form of flattery, and see about solving this puzzle for my audience. And let's see what happens with that. I'd say, let's get, what their trademark phrase is, but I don't want to get sued. So let's go ahead and start this. This is what is called a thermo Sudoku. Now, you will notice maybe you're not familiar with Sudoku in general, in which case, let me explain. This Sudoku grid is 9 by 9, and it will contain the numbers 1 through 9 in every row and every column and every 9-cell box of these. Every one of these 9 cell boxes will contain the numbers 1 through 9, such that you never have a 1 seeing another 1 on the board in any of these ways. You will have the distinct numbers 1 through 9 in this, sorry, you'll have the distinct numbers 1 through 9 in each of these boxes, and you will have the distinct numbers 1 through 9 in each of these rows and columns, such that no two ones will ever see each other in any way, shape, or form, whether in a same row, same column, or same box. So, this is a variation on Sudoku called thermo Sudoku. And thermo Sudoku, basically you have like a little thermometer. And the thermometer starts with the bulb of mercury at the end, and then it increases as you go, as the temperature gets hotter, good thing. So, what this thermometer is saying is that if you look at the numbers that are along the thermometer, they will always be increasing. So, I will have a 1 here, maybe a 3 here, and a 4 here, all the way up to 9 at the end. So, let us begin. And the first thing that I always like to do whenever I'm working on one of these thermo Sudokus is I like to put all the possibilities in each of these thermometers. So first you have to figure out what is the length of each of these. Now I've got an 8-cell thermometer here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cells here. I've got 8 cells here. And excuse my clumsy highlighting. And then I've got 7 cells here. So in an 8-cell thermometer, your first cell can be either a 1 or a 2. Can't be any higher than that, because if we had a 3 in here, we'd be saying that these next cells in the thermometer, at minimum, would have to be starting with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we don't have a 10 in Sudoku. We have to fill these with the numbers 1 through 9. So the lowest we can do is in an 8-cell thermometer is 1 and 2. And then let's go ahead and put 1 and 2 in these as well. And so for each of these cells along the thermometer, and hold on, excuse me for a second, because this thing is burning my leg. That's the problem with having a laptop that runs really, really hot. All right, let's check where I am on the video, and go ahead, adjust that. Don't want to get too much there. Okay, now where am I? There we go. All right. What was I doing before? Oh, yes, I was filling in these thermometers. Let's fill in the thermometers. And that gives us 2, 3. 3, 4. I know, this is riveting. This is just as riveting as watching me tear apart that copy of ISOM number 1, isn't it? All right, now we got 5, 6 somewhere. Then we got 6, 7. Got 7, 8. Last but not least, 8, 9. All right, and then we have to take care of this 7-cell thermometer. And in this case, we can start with 1, 2, or 3, 2, 3, or 4, 3, 4, or 5, 4, 5, or 6, 5, 6, or 7, 6, 7, 8, and 7, 8, 9. Now, this should tell us everything we need to know in order to place all of the digits in the grid. Does that actually happen? Well, let's see. What can we tell? Well, oh, I'm off to a roaring start. What the heck am I supposed to do with this? Now, I happen to know. Oh, okay, I see. Take a look up here. Take a look in the middle box. I've got this 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got this 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3. This is what's known as a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. Why? Because it has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 in 4 different boxes. When you have 4 different boxes, and they all have the same 4 numbers in them in some way, shape, or form, then you can basically say that the other cells have to be, in some order, the other 5 digits. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But what's even better is we have a 1, 2, 3 triple here. And that triple means that we can say that this digit is what the triple is not. So we have a 1, 2, 3 in the triple. This must be a 4 then. And because that is the higher of the two numbers, we now know that every cell along this particular thermometer is the high number. Because the thermometer numbers must increase as you go. Now, as this just happened, we can now say that this 8 conflicts with this to give us a 9. And what else can we say? We have, let's see, a 6, 7 here. Let's see if we can go across. Let's go across and say this is a, no, not an 8. This is not a 7. We have a 6 and a 5 here, which means that eliminates the 5 and the 6 from this cell, making that a 7. That means I have to make this an 8 and a 9. This becomes a 4 now, because the 5 and 6 eliminate the other two possibilities, and that gives us a 3, 2, 1 going back to the bulb. Now that I have a 1 in the box, I can say that this is not a 1, it has to be a 2 and a 3, and now we have 2 of our 4 thermometers filled up. And let's go ahead and do some cleanup up here. This can't be an 8 or a 9. These can't be a 9. These cannot be 7 or an 8. And we'll just have to keep going from there. Now, looking down at this cell, these cells, let's see, 9 and 8, nothing really good there. Nothing really good here. Okay, let's try on this side. Oh, look, we've got a 2. Removing the 2 from that cell, making it a 1. That doesn't really give us a whole heck of a lot, though. What else can we say? Well, we may be out of gas at this point. Although we can say, where does the 1 go in this series? Well, the 1 can't go on a thermometer, and we've already pointed out all the possibilities. It can't go here. This is our only place left for 1. That means one of these two positions is our last one. And I'm going to show you a different kind of notation. When you have center notation, what this is telling you is that you can only have those numbers in that particular cell. But sometimes it's useful to notate what cells left in a box a particular number can go in. For example, we have a 1 here and a 1 here. That eliminates the 1 from these cells. We also have already eliminated the 1. That leaves these two as being a 1. I'm going to put what's called corner notation in these two cells to show that the 1 in this box can only be here or here. Now, let's see, can we make use of anything else along those lines? And I'm thinking the answer is yes. And here's why. Well, hold on a second. Screeching halt. Let me make sure I don't make any bad assumptions. Because one of the things you don't want to, one of the things that trips me up all the time is I make an assumption thinking, oh, yeah, I can definitely say that about that particular cell now. And it turns out not to be true. And, later on, maybe even a half hour later, I realize I've screwed up the entire thing. So let's instead look up here and see if we can get any help from maybe this row? Ah, okay. Where does a 7 go in this line? Well, we can't have a 7 because there's this 7 here. This 7 eliminates these two possibilities. That leaves this as our 7. Get rid of the 7 here. And now, what else can we treat similarly? Do we have any choices? No, but I will go ahead and notate that these three remaining cells are 4, 5, and 6. And that may come in handy later on, but it's not really coming in very handy right now. So what can we say? Ah, here we go. This one's been sitting there for a long time now. From the very beginning, practically. We have what's called a 3-4 pair, because the 3 and the 4 block out the chances of any of these other cells being a 3 or a 4. That means this has to be a 2. And if I'd known that early, if I'd realized that earlier on, I could have figured out very early on that this was a 1. So I'm sure that when I watch the video of their solving this solution or this Sudoku puzzle, that it is definitely going to be something that strikes them right away, as will this 6-7 pair, which means I now have 5 digits in the grid across this line. Is that going to help me any great deal? Let's see. Now I do know I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this column, so I'm going to go ahead and throw in my 6, 7, 8, 9. The 6, 7 paired here takes 6 and 7 away from there. And now I've got a 6, 7, 8, 9 going across. No, I'm scanning the grid to try and see if there's something that I pick up on. I'm not really picking up on much from that. What else can I do? Oh, look, now I have a quadruple again. I've got a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. That means these remaining numbers must be 2, 3, 4, and 5. We know this is not a 2. We know anything else from up there? No, we don't. How about a cross? Well, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, but we have a 6 here as well, so that's not as good as it could be. How about in this area? We've got a 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Yeah, this is not gelling for me as quickly as I'd hoped it would. What can I see down here? I kind of hate to start filling in numbers just willy-nilly. I'd like to be able to spot something. And, there's probably some people out there who are shouting at the screen, trying to get me to wake up and realize that, oh, yeah, oh, well, here's something I could have woken up and realized. There are the 9s have to be in one of these two cells. That means the remaining cells in that column cannot be 9. That's minor. That's meager stuff. Not really illuminating at all. And let's see, what can we say? Okay, well, let's just start taking a look at the rest of cells here. So there we've got 4, 5, so 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I'm already reduced to pitifully filling in all the possibilities and hoping that something shakes out. 4, 5, 6. We can get rid of a 4 here. We've got 1, 5, 6 now. And 5, 6, 7. We have a 3 in one of these two cells. And we have a 3 existing in one of these two cells. So the remaining 3, because I've got sort of what's called an X-wing going on here, you've got either one of these has to be a 3, either one of these has to be a 3. That means 3s we've already got locked down for these two columns. That means the remaining 3 has to be in this column. Now, what else can we say? Well, we've got 2 9s here. Why don't we go ahead and mark that we have to have a 9 in one of those two squares. The 1s show us that there's a 1 in one of those 3 squares. And what else? Say the same thing going across on any of these? Well, we do know that there's 2 9s, but whenever I've filled up all the cells in a box, I don't like to put corner notation. What do we have now? Okay, 1, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 5, 6, 9s. 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, and we know that 2's got to be in one of those cells, but we know there's no 9 in there. Why? Because the 9's already there. And then the last cells that we can take a look at are going to be these. And boy, there's a lot of cells, a lot that can go in there. Let's see. First of all, just looking across, we see that we have the options 1, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. But we can't use 7 or 8 because the 7 and 8 are already in here. This cell in particular can't be a 6 because it's 6. And we're good to go as far as that's concerned. Wow. I really thought this was going to be an easy puzzle for me, but it is not being an easy puzzle for me. How dare you? How dare you? Do, do. Okay, let's go across since we've got 4 cells already filled in. That tells us we can do 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. Well, this gets rid of the 8, 9. Get rid of the 1 from this. Don't get rid of anything here. Get rid of the 8, 9 here. And we can get rid of the 9 and the 1. Now here, apparently, I can't have the 3. That's right. And the reason being is because we've got the 3's here and the 3's here already. And also, you can also look at the corner notation. When you've got corner notation, that's telling you that it can't be in any other one of those cells. So, looking at this, that tells me that I have a 9. So the 9 in this row exists in one of those 2 cells. Makes sense. And where else can we go from here? I see a 1, 3 pairing with a 2, 3. Oh, look at this. We have another triple on the board, or another quadruple on the board. This time the quadruple is the numbers 1, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 4, 5, and 6 gives us a 2 here because the 1 is removed, part of the quadruple, and the 2 is going to give us all of the values along the thermometer. 8 and 9 all the way up there, which means we should be able to knock out a lot of numbers now. I think we're going to be able to knock out just about all of them. Now here, the 4 makes that a 3, so that's no longer a 3. Let's see, what else have we got? This 7 knocks out this 7, make that a 6, and now we can say this 5 and 4, and now we have a 7 or 8 remaining, but the 7 here knocks out the 7 from this cell, making it an 8, and now we've got a 7 here. So, looking at this, we have eliminated the 5 on account of this 5, and now we know we have a 2, 3, 4 in this cell, except 3 and 4 are already in the box, making that a 2. 2 and 3 eliminate the 2 and 3 from this cell, making it a 1. Coming over here, setting the 1 eliminates the 1 from this box, making that a 2. Now we can get rid of this 2, and we can get rid of the 1 and the 2 from both of these. Get rid of that. Now, no longer good corner notation for a 1. And so we've got a 3, 8, 9 triple going across. The 8 is removed from this box and from this box, which means our 8 has to be here. That's nice. And now we've got a 9 in one of those 2 squares, a 9 in one of those 2 squares, and a 9 in one of those 2 squares. Okay, so where else can we go? Oh, look, in this particular box, we've got the 7s taken up by this 7 and that 7, meaning this has to be a 7. Get rid of the 7 here. It's already done. Oh, the 8 takes care of that 8, making it a 9. The 8 and 9 are gone, making that a 6. And now this becomes a 7, 8 pair. 7, 8 pair takes care of the 8 in this cell, and now we've got a 3, 9 pair. I'm going to remove the corner notation. And now we know that we've got numbers, 1, 2, 4, and 6 in here. And what can we say? We know the 1's not in those 2 cells. I'll remove the corner notation. 2 is not in these 2 cells. And we're good to go for onward. Let's take a look up here. We can get rid of the 1 and the 4, leaving us with a 5, 6, 7. That's actually going to be the other 2 digits in here, except that we've got a 7 in that house already. Sometimes these are called boxes, sometimes these are called houses. Because, you can just easily call this a box and a cell. So 5 and 6, take away the 5 and 6 from here, making that a 7. Now we don't have a 7 here. What do we have next? This 5 eliminates the 5 from all 3 of those cells, leaving the 5 here. That 5 takes care of this 5, making that a 6. Get rid of the 6 from those 2 cells. Now we've got a 5-9 pair, which strips these of their 5. That 2 takes care of that 2. And that leaves this as the only place a 2 can go in the row. And plus we have the 1-6 pair, removing 1 and 6 from this cell. Oh, looking forward to completion now. We can get rid of the 3 and 5 thanks to this 3 and 5. This 4 eliminates those 2 4s. This 6 eliminates that 6. And where else are we going to go on the grid? We've got our... Okay, we've got a 1, 4, and 6 triple. We've got a 5, 2, and 7. That leaves the numbers 3, 8, and 9. 8 and 9, except we have a 3 here, meaning this is our 3, and this is an 8, 9 pair. The 8 and 9 in the box just over. That's those cells, and now we can safely say that's a 1. This is, if you eliminate the 3, 4, and 5 from it, it has to be a 2. Here you eliminate the 3 and 4 to get a 5. This is looking down the rows. And then the 2 eliminates the 2 from those 2 cells. Do we have anything that is going to give us... Oh, look at this. We have 3s and 9s and 5s and... Oh, my. That 5 intersects with that 5, canceling it out, making that a 9. Now we have a 5. This 9 goes to 3, goes to a 9 here. This 3 gets the 4, making that a 3. And now we got eliminated the 4s from those cells. And where else can we go? We've also eliminated the 2. The 1, 6 drains this of the 6, making that a 4. And the 4 and the 1, 6, that leaves a 2 here. Okay, what else do we have? All right, 5, 6. What's the last cell remaining to be filled? It's an 8. That gives us our 7 and 8. Now we have a 7 in one of those 2 cells. I can't see that 7, so it has to be here. What's left? Okay, we've got our 3s. Where can the 3 go? Well, 3 has a couple of positions. Oh, look at this. We can finish this row out. Enough. Any place else where we can easily finish something out? No, I don't think so. So we've got a 1, 4, 6 here. It's going to end up being 1, 4 because the 6 is already there. And then in this area, oh, look, we got a 6, which is going to give us a 5 here and a 4 here. And now we will take the 4 out of there. That takes the 1 out and the 5, leaving the 3. That 6 sees this 6 over here, making that a 1. Now I have a 6. We have a 1 here. The 1 and a 6 leave only the 4, and we have a 6 here. So we are close. We are just about done. Let's take a look. We've got a 3 and a 5 left in these 2 cells. And we've got what? We've got a 1 and a 9 left in those cells. Well, the 1 here tells us we've got a 4. And then... corner notation. The 3 here tells us we have a 5 in this cell, leaving us a 3. 5 in that cell cancels out the 5 here, leaving that a 6. Now that's a 5. The 6 sees the 1, which gives us a 6. 1 this cell, leaving us a 9 and a 1. And congratulations, it took me 24 minutes and 28 seconds. If you look at the solution on their website, you will find that it only took them about 10 minutes, if that. So I will go ahead and put the link to the video showing their solution in the video description, and that way you can have the Cracking the Cryptic experience for yourself. I highly recommend their channel. They're one of my favorite channels. They're one of my favorite pastimes, and I spend way too much time watching their videos and doing these kinds of Sudoku. And Just think, this was an easy one, and it took me about 25 minutes. I have literally spent, multiple hours on some of their harder ones, and sometimes I've solved them, very often I haven't. But anyway, in case you're wondering what it is that I do for relaxation, well, here you go. Thank you for watching. I'm Mike Partika, and please do subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and up with me on Gab for social media. My video sites are YouTube, BitChute, and Rumble, so you can pick whichever one of those is your favorite. And other than that, I will talk to you later. And log out.